At the start of November every year, the Church celebrates the feast of all the saints. It's a wonderful celebration, and saints are very important in the life of the Church. I always think that each saint demonstrates in a particular way how the gospel has been lived by a particular person. I love the variety that we find in the lives of the saints. You find the young and the old, those who've been very well educated and those who might not have had any opportunity for education. One of the great saints of modern times, of course, is Saint Mother Teresa of Calcutta, who was canonized during this Year of Mercy. I'm a great fan of Mother Teresa's. I think it's amazing that when she was just 18 years old, she left her mother and travelled off to the foreign missions with the prospect of perhaps never seeing her mother again. And in fact she didn't. But she often used to tell the story when she was leaving home. Her mother said to her, "Now put your hand in God's hand and don't look back, or backwards you will go." So Mother Teresa went from her home in Macedonia to England to become a Loreto sister, and then from there sailed to India. And there she taught as a Loreto sister for 16 years as a missionary sister. When she was in her mid-30s, Mother Teresa had what she calls the call within a call. She was on a train, which is sort of a very ordinary place, where she had the sense that God was calling her to leave everything behind, her whole teaching vocation, and to found a new order to work with the poorest of the poor. Mother Teresa tells us that she'd actually made a private vow to refuse God nothing, and she kept hearing this voice saying, "Are you going to refuse me now?" So she was in a real quandary. Eventually she got permission to form the Missionaries of Charity, and in a sense the rest is history. She became one of the most famous women in the 20th century. Some of the characteristics of her spirituality, which I find very attractive, she focuses very much on the thirst of Jesus. You know, our Lord on the cross saying, "I thirst," and Mother Teresa used to say that he thirsts for souls, he thirsts for our love. Mother also was utterly dedicated to the poorest of the poor. She said that in the face of the poor we see the face of Jesus. Another feature of Mother Teresa's life that's come to light only since her death is her, what she calls her experience with the lasting darkness. Very curiously for a saint, Mother Teresa tells us that she felt that God was distant from her. But eventually she came to recognize that this was another feature of the poverty that she had vowed to live and to share. And she said that if Jesus wanted her to feel in spiritual darkness, then that was fine. If that was where he wanted her to be, she loved him and she would serve him faithfully there. The final feature of Mother Teresa's spirituality, which I love, is her emphasis on joy. She said that joy is a great net, a net of love by which we save many souls. I find Mother Teresa a huge inspiration and a real luminary among all the saints. Who's your favourite saint?